So today, at the end of my speech, you guys will recount the benefits and the reasons for gender diversity in the workplace and how it's achieved. So the idea of reinventing the workplace for gender diversity, it takes changing of the culture and how people see it. It takes making the environment hospitable to everyone, making sure there's no misogyny or anything like that in the environment so everyone feels comfortable. And also it takes people speaking up for themselves. So there's a big gap between men and women in higher level positions. To be exact, there's a staggeringly low 17% for executive committees and just under 19% for boards, quoted from McKinsey. So that means that women are underrepresented in the higher levels. So the way to change this is to, it's just to change how people see it. So you have to teach the CEOs, it starts at the top and trickle down. So tell them how it benefits them. So every person brings something different to the table. Every walk of life is different. So if you welcome everyone at that table, then you get different ideas and different thoughts and opinions that can help form a more complex and thorough opinion. So the next thing is talking about discrimination and misogyny in the workplace. So the whole thing is, in order to achieve this diverse gender in the workplace, is making sure everyone feels comfortable. So making sure there's not any sexual harassment or anything like that in the workplace. And so it's making sure that your HR department has something set up, has a committee for that. So that's one of the key factors here in order to make a hospitable environment for everyone. And the last one is, in order to achieve this goal of gender diversity in the workplace, that means going out and seeking promotions and asking for raises. So it's being your own advocate. So women, when they reach higher level positions, they don't ask for promotions. They don't go out and seek them. It's one that executive discrimination and the culture of being executive, women don't want to deal with that. And it's also parenthood and being a parent. They don't seek those higher levels. So what you have to do is make sure there's not discrimination in executive culture, and then you have to also make sure that there's a plan put in place for, maternity leaves and new parents, as well as closing that gender gap at the top, is asking for the promotion, asking for the raise. Women aren't able to, they don't want to ask for the raise. And there's a staggering, there's one here that says that, get the exact one for you. 39% of women and 49% of men studies say that they want to be promoted, while at the senior level, those figures are 60% and 72% respectively. So there's a 12% gap once you get to that super high levels where men are willing to seek that promotion and women are not. So it's mostly just being your own advocate, speaking for yourself, and it's also helping others. When you go to your HR committee, tell them you want to start a committee, tell them you want to ensure that there's the steps being taken properly, and then you can help the gender diversity in your own workplace. So to summarize, a more gender diverse workplace allows to close the gender gap, as well as allowing for more diverse set of ideas that come from a more diverse workforce. In order to initiate the shift towards a more gender diverse workplace, a change in the culture around this idea needs to be made by staying more informed and implementing a more gender diversity at every level allows for a streamlined and effective change. So starting at the top, you need to tell the executives, the CEOs, and have them implement more gender diversity there, and then it can trickle down to just on the floor employees as well. Another key factor is ensuring a positive workforce in place free of discrimination and misogyny, along with that you want to be important, along with that you may most important is learning how to be your own advocate and taking what you want. So the steps to ensure a future for gender diverse workplace are not difficult nor expensive, just requires consistency and drive. So as my target yoga mat said, be the change you want to see in the world. This means stand up for yourself, aid in the education of others, and ensure a safe environment for all. The diversity between us all means we have different things to bring to the table, and to achieve the best outcome, we should allow everyone at the table to share their ideas, thoughts, and opinions. Here's some pictures of gender equality. And someone asking for a raise. All right, we're done. Okay, now